thanks so much for being here. I'm Instructor Dwayne Jenkins. Welcome to Dwayne's Guitar Lessons. In today's quick video, we're going to look at a few things about your guitar, kind of how it works and some of the things that you might want to think about doing to it to modify it to make it more your guitar. Alright? So let's take a look at a few things about our guitar.
Audio Jungle.
Alright, now this guitar is the one I was telling you, it's got a buzz in it, and it's because of the output jack. That's what I'm thinking it is. Now the output jack is a good thing to work on. It's not too difficult. You just have to take out these two screws right here. And there's two wires that go to the output jack, okay? You have a power wire, or a lead wire if you want to call it, and you have a ground wire. And my guess it's got something to do with the ground wire. Maybe it's, yep, there we go, right there. You can see that or not, but as you can see, this wire right here, which is the ground wire, it's not soldered to here like it's supposed to be. It must have came unsoldered or something, and that's why. See, there's only one wire connected. You're supposed to have two. One goes to the lead, one goes to the ground. So when you put your thing in here, it touches this. Let's just say this was the guitar cable. It's got to touch this thing right here, and that's what makes it go to ground, okay? And the reason why it's not going to ground is because the ground wire is not hooked up. So I'm going to put that back and solder that in place, and then it'll all be good to go. Another thing I wanted to show you here on this guitar, what your guitar looks like if you take this pick guard off, okay? So on these types of guitars, it's like a Fender-style guitar. Everything's attached to the pick guard. Well, not exactly. The pickups, the knobs, the switch, everything. Okay? And if you take off the pick guard, it's got about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 screws that attach it on there. I've taken some of them off already just to make this a little bit quicker video. Okay? Now, take this off like this, okay? As you can see, here it is. Take off the pick guard, and that's what your guitar looks like without the pick guard on. Okay? As you can see, there's the inside of it. It's all been routed for the pickups and stuff. Alright. And here's your pickups here. You can see this. So there's the two pickups there. I'm going to replace those eventually. You got your switch and your two knobs. So this one's got the volume knob and the tone knob. Now if it had a Fender, it'd have another tone knob right here, but this is just Ibanez, it just has. And as you can see, the red wire, that right there, that's your power wire, that goes here and it goes into the switch. And each pickup has two wires. It has a lead wire, or power wire if you want to call it, and it has a ground wire. So the red wire here, that's for this pickup, goes here, turns into white, and then goes to here, and then this is the green wire right here. You can see that green wire right there. That goes to this pickup, the bridge pickup. That goes, and then they've taken the two ground wires and spliced those together, and then those go soldered to the volume pot. And then the other ones, the lead wires, which are white, those ones go to the switch. So that when you switch, your pickup selector switch will determine which pickup it's going to. And then your volume pot, your output jack, which is this cable right here. I'm not sure if you can see that real well, but that output jack right here, this cable right here, this is the ground wire that's going to the back of the guitar, and then this is your output jack right here that goes to the output jack right here. And then once again, you have two wires, a lead wire and a ground wire. So the ground wires are going to get grounded to the output, to the volume knob, sorry, and then the output jack is going to go to the center part of the pot, and then this other wire here is going to go to the tone knob. And you know it's a tone knob because it has a condenser right here, is where the volume pot is. So that's basically roughly how the guitar works in a nutshell. Okay, and then once that's all in there, put it back like this, boom, goes back like that. Okay. And then the only thing that's outside of that is the bridge. Here's how your bridge functions. You got the front of it, okay, here's the back. You take off that back plate, and here's what it looks like, okay. that wire, that ground wire that was coming through, it's right here. It attaches to this. This is called the claw, and these are the screws, and these are your tremolo springs, and then this is the back of the bridge. Okay, so that's how that works. Okay, so I got the pickups replaced. All right, so what I did is I took out this pickup here, this one right here. All right, I took out both of these with the stock pickups, and when you have pickups, you basically have two wires like this. Okay, you have your ground wire and you have your lead wire, just two wires. You just unsolder those, and the new pickup is going to have two wires like that as well, and you just solder them into their place. I didn't make a video of that. I don't think it's, you know, there's plenty of videos out there on how to do that. So basically I put in these pickups right here. These are like DiMarzio, Ibanez DiMarzios is what they are. Some pickups I like from, got them on eBay years ago. It's funny, I got them on years ago and I was looking for a guitar to put them on. I hadn't found one yet, and then I found this body and I thought this would be the perfect guitar to put them in, so I got those in there, got those soldered in there. Now, after you solder them, you got to test it out. Now, since I don't have the neck and the strings and all that on there yet, the best way to do it is plug it in, okay? You plug it in and you test it. Now, this right here is the bridge pickup, the neck pickup, so the selector switch is in the bridge position right here, okay? So that means that this one should be working. And we can hear when you tap on it with the screwdriver, you can hear it. Now, see, this one's not making any sound because the switch is in the bridge position pickup. Now, if we put it in the neck position, this one will sound. See how that one sounds now, but this one doesn't? And if we put it in the middle position, which is basically both of them, we should have activity to both of them. See? So that tells me that they're working and there's no buzzing. I've got the distortion pedal on. There's no buzzing, so I'm not getting any grounding issues, so I think I did good on that, okay? So that's how you test your pickups after you put them in. Just tap them with the screwdriver, and you should... Okay, so like I talked to you earlier about the bridge, remember that? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out now. Okay, I replaced the pickups, I showed you that. Now I'm going to take the bridge out and eventually get that replaced too. So what you do, take the bridge out. If you ever want to take the bridge out of your guitar, you just have to undo these screws. You don't have to take them all the way out, okay? That's not necessary. You just have to loosen them enough to where you get the springs to loosen. Okay, once the springs loosen enough, you can take the springs off the claw. Okay, this is called the claw. And so you just take the spring, you can see I took the spring off, put that aside, take the other one off. You gotta be careful because the bridge will fall out. So you might want to hold the bridge from the back side, or the front side, I mean. Okay, take off the springs, and then turn the guitar around, and then the bridge will just pop straight out because there's nothing holding it now, see? Boom. Now pop straight out of there. And see, and that's what your guitar looks like without the bridge, okay? It's the front, that's the back right there, okay? It just goes in the front like this. So this particular bridge, and they're all different of course, but this particular bridge attaches to these posts right here. Okay, these posts are what, and you can tell, and then it goes through here, and those springs attach it to the claw, and that's what holds it in there. And all bridges are a little bit different. This is kind of like a Fender bridge. It's an Ibanez bridge, but it's a Fender style, and you can tell these holes in the back. This is where the guitar strings go through here, come out the front. It's actually a pretty good bridge. I like this bridge now, but I just wanted more of a tremolo, a little bit more of a floating tremolo bridge. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this. This is one of the reasons why I bought this particular body, is it has these posts here. Okay, so I'm going to take me a floating tremolo, an Ibanez Edge bridge, and I'm going to route all this out and put more of a floating tremolo bridge in there. So I have one that goes back and forth. All right? So that's kind of how that works. Okay, so there's a few things about your guitar, a little bit of guitar education on how your guitar works. There's much more where that come from, but I just wanted to show you a few basic things. That output jack has just got the two wires, so if you ever have any problem with that, check that. If you have any grounding issues, check that. Any buzzing or anything, sometimes that's a problem, as you can see in that guitar. Just that wire came off, and you just strip it down, resolder it, boom, it's good to go. And like I said, you know, when I took that other video, I took off the pickguard and showed you everything. That's what I like about the Fender guitars, is all that stuff, the pickups and the switch and everything is attached to the pickguard, so it makes it easy to work on, you know, and just follow those wires. Just about everything's got 2 wires. It's got a ground wire and a lead wire, and your ground wire is going to be, you know, soldered to some type of metal. Usually on the guitars it's soldered to the volume pot. And then the lead wire is going to go somewhere depending on its function, whether it's going to go to the switch or it's going to go to the volume pot or whatever it is. You know, you just got to kind of figure it out what its function is and where it's going to go. Solder it in place, boom, you're ready to go. It's not too difficult. There is a science to it that you have to learn for sure, but it's not too difficult, and if you want to do it, you should. You know, working on guitars is fun. It's a lot of fun to do it, and once you learn how to do it, you can do all kinds of cool stuff. You know, you can replace your neck. You know, sometimes you like the body, but you don't like the neck. Replace the neck. You know, you don't like the pickups, replace the pickups, replace the output jack if you want, replace the switch, all that stuff, whatever you want to do. That's what I love about those kind of guitars, is that you can do all that stuff to them and make it yours, your own personal guitar that works for you. And then when you get that kind of going, then playing guitar is a lot of fun, because you now have a guitar that's yours and it fits your style of playing. Alright, so keep practicing. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, or if you've done anything to your guitars, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for future notifications, and above all, keep practicing, keep having fun, and I will see you, my friend, at our next lesson.